I actually had, when I was going through training, they had asked me if I wanted to go to the firehouse there, which in hindsight, I shouldn't have done it because it would have really set me up. And I said no because I'd already been locked in prisons for like 8 years at that point, you know? And I'd been sold this whole dream of going to fire camp, the promised lands.
Because that gets you out.
Yeah, it was beautiful. We were literally in a camp that was in the middle of the Redwood National Forest.
This is a Dogs Train Home podcast. Stories of second chances, one person and one dog at a time. And I'm your host, Vix Little.
Merchant Marines, not the Marines, the merchant.
Okay, so I don't know the difference.
Oh, well, the difference is the Marines, you're enlisted, you have to serve. The Merchant Marines, I could have done ROTC in it and they would have paid for part of my schooling, but I don't have any obligation.
What's ROTC?
It's like you have to go and I think 2 weeks with them in Norfolk over Virginia. But yeah, I didn't do any of that. So I didn't want to be obligated to anybody when I got out. But the Merchant Marines, you're just merchant, freelance. You just are working on like the big ships coming in and out of the ports and stuff. But the academies are all, they're all regimented and stuff.
That's, I suppose, like in England, we call them our reserves because we don't have an army.
The reserves, it's like the reserves.
Yeah, well, that's all we have in England.
So ROTC, you go into ROTC, it's like the reserves. It's,
yeah. But America still has a actual
you go through like training, they pay for part of your schooling, and then you have to go and you're on the reserves and you got to go and do a certain amount of time every year.
So how old were you when you did that?
That was when I got out of high school. I got out of high school and I went to Maine Maritime Academy.
Okay, what age when you left?
18.
18.
18. Went to Maine Maritime Academy. Was there for 2.5 years. Left, went out to Colorado and with my buddy Kyle because he just lured me into it. I was just getting depressed at the Maritime Academy because it's so strict and just they're on you all the time. And
that boot camp.
Oh yeah, I had anxiety attacks like at Christmas break when I'd have to go back. I remember having a bad anxiety attack and stuff. And I used to try and get out of there anytime I could.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Looking back now, I'm like, man, that place is so beautiful. I wouldn't mind being there at all. But, it's all perspective. Things you've been through in your life. But yeah, when I was there, I didn't have a car. The first year that you're there, you're not allowed to have a car on campus. So I would hitchhike out of there. Just I didn't have enough space, really, was the main reason. But part of it was part of your discipline.
Yes, I was going to say discipline.
Like for the first couple of months, you're not even allowed to leave at all. You have to get there a month early before classes even start and just go through like boot camp or they wake you up. I was telling you that.
Yeah.
They wake you up at like 4 a.m. They come through banging pots and pans and kicking in your door.
Like you see on the TV.
Yeah, you got to go to bed like in your PT gear. You know what I mean? Because when they come and they wake you up, you got to be ready to just jump out of bed and be standing at attention on the bulkhead out there. I was trying to go out one morning so quick. The guy came in and kicked my door and the door came flying. It went like this right past my face. Almost got me. Jesus. And then you're not allowed to have clock watches or anything. They make you give up your watches and stuff.
You don't know what time.
You never know what time it is. Yeah. And there was a clock tower in town. So the Maritime Academy was in Castine, which is way out on the end of this peninsula. And it's like a 20-minute drive down a one-way road just to get to the end of it. And
you won't go down there unless you is in the.
Yeah, well, the town itself has a lot of historical richness. It's one of the deepest ports in Maine, right there, the harbor, and it actually had one of the biggest naval disasters before Pearl Harbor. It was the largest naval disaster in the United States history. It was right there in Castine. They scullied all the ships. They went and sank them all.
Oh,
yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah, way back in the day. That was like some old stuff.
Who? Like what? Who?
I don't remember the exact details.
Right.
Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah. But they have like a big military fort there and stuff. But this actual town of Castine, it's only got a residency of like 500 people, so it's
tiny.
Pretty much the academy there. Yeah. And
so how old were you when you left that? So you went in at 18?
I was 20. I was at 20.
2 years. That's a good old amount of time.
Yeah, I did like I said, I did 2.5 years there. And then I left. But while I was there, I didn't have a car, so I was hitchhiking everywhere. I would go in my uniform so I'd get picked up quick, and I'd go and I'd hitchhike all over. I'd hitchhike like 200, 250 miles a week, easy, on the weekends, leaving. Sometimes I would just leave in the afternoon, and I'd hitchhike over to Warno to go hang out with like my girlfriend or something. And then I'd leave at 3 a.m. and hitchhike back to be back for formation in the morning.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, because we had to go to
'Cause you didn't have your
formation at
car.
like 6, 7 in the morning. You'd have to
Yeah.
be at formation. Yeah, and I'd always make it back on time. I don't know how I did it. It's crazy. Yeah, I wouldn't even think about doing that now. I'd be like, I gotta be at formation at 7 in the morning. I'm not hitchhiking to Orono.
Yeah.
Hitchhiking. It's
What you
not.
knew when you were
I'll see you
younger.
on the weekends. You know?
So before, tell me, because this is completely off topic, but before we got on camera, you mentioned that you lived in and grew up in an old barn house that was haunted. Now
Well,
I'm all in for haunted stuff.
yeah, for sure. It was so I grew up in Greenville and it's just a small town and the house I grew up in was an old like farmhouse. It's so old that the foundation is just stacked up slate rocks like that the house is built on. It's all
Yeah.
shifty and stuff because it's like one of the first houses, in the area. It was an old logging town. That's how it got its start. And yeah, like built like just in the 1800s at some point and yeah, I've had some crazy experiences in there.
What? Tell me. Okay.
So when I grew up in this small room and I had my couch that I was sleeping on the front and in the back, there's two windows and they have the shades that you pull down
Yeah.
and they like, you pull it down a little bit for it to go back
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
And I had one on each window. And then over here was like this place that came up where the chimney went through my room.
Oh,
And-
yeah, cool.
yeah, and well, made my room even smaller. But
Yeah.
and then over on the side was like a register where the heat came in. It was all built in there in the corner. And on top of that, I had my weights because I had a weight bench back there.
Yeah.
So they're all in there. They're all pushed back in the corner. Like there was easily an inch space keeping them from the corner. You know what I mean? They weren't overhanging or anything.
Yeah.
And I'm laying there in my bed or on my couch watching TV. And I just hear behind me, and it jumped the heck out of me.
Saw it? Like,
No, I turn around and the shade had gone up. It went, and I was like, what the? So I go back and I pull it back down. I go and lay back down and watching TV, forget about it. Like half an hour later, I go, jumped the Jesus out of me again. I look back, it was the other shade. It wasn't even, it wasn't the same. If it was the same shade, I would think it was a bad shade, but it was the other shade. Like, how does that happen? It was weird. So then I'm kind of weirded out. And some more time goes by and just this huge crash. I mean, I about fell on the floor. Look back and all those weights had been thrown onto the floor.
no way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, the shades you can say faulty mechanism.
Oh, it was.
But weights
Yeah, it
don't
was
just
creepy.
Yeah.
And then like lights would just turn on their own in rooms and stuff. After we left that house, I had gone back there one night to get something. And I went up in there and when I pulled up to the house, every light in the house was on. I was like, what's going on? So I go up in there and I look around, there's nobody in there. I turn off all the lights, shut all the doors behind me as I go through. And I go back up, I get what I came there to get, and I go back out and I get in my car, I look back, every light in the house was back on. I was like, what? I go back in there and yeah, every light in every room's on. All the doors are shut still.
I love stories. Like my dad told me a because he used to like paint and decorate houses. He was in a farmhouse, and they used to rent the rooms out, but no one was there. So he was living there whilst painting each room. And they told him that they've got a mischievous ghost. They warned him. He's like, fine, I'm fine with that type of stuff. But he was like, every night we went to sleep, it would turn the light on, and he couldn't sleep because it would turn the light on.
Yeah.
So he would get up and turn it off, get up and turn it off. And he said, then he just got so annoyed with it happening. He just stood in the hallway and went, I'm telling you now, if you turn that light back on again, I'm going to burn this house down. Then he went back to sleep. It never happened again.
Lights stayed on.
Yeah, apparently. No,
Or the lights stayed off. Yeah.
But apparently they said it's mischievous. It must have been like a young ghost.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love that. So we digressed onto ghosty things. To Maine, you left age 20.
Yeah, I went out to Colorado. So my buddy Kyle, I had kind of grown up with him in the hometown. He moved there in like middle school, and he was originally from Colorado. And he moved. He had come to Maine Maritime Academy. Actually, he was a year below me, so he only made it like 1 year, I think, and then he washed out. It was hard,
Yeah.
And he ended up going over to Orono, and big school over there, and he was just taking like whatever classes. He wasn't really serious about anything. And I was like talking to him about how I was about at my wit's end at Maine Maritime, and he was like, you know what, man, I'm going down to Mexico over Christmas break, and then I'm coming back up through to Colorado to stay for a week there with some friends. He was like, how about I just stay there and you fly out and meet me out there and we'll just spend the winter, we'll find a place to spend the winter skiing. And I was like, love skiing, grew up doing it. I was on the ski team in high school. It was like, go ski Colorado. That's the dream. I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? That sounds good to me. Let's do it. So I went out there with him and spent the winter out there. We worked at the Loveland ski area, just ski bummed around
So
all
was that like
winter.
work and ski, or do they
Yeah,
pay you?
well, we worked there. They paid us. Yeah.
That's good.
We got there. He had his aunt had his mom's old car in storage. So she picked us up at the airport, brought us over to her place. We took that car that first night, drove right up into the mountains. Or no, we stayed at her place that first night. The next morning, drove right up into the mountains, found a little trailer park on the side of I-70. The mountains of Colorado are amazing. I mean, they just go,
Yeah.
and then so they just have these little homes on the side of it. And found one that said for a lease, and called him up, and we were sleeping in it that night. And we went up to the mountain, Loveland, where Kyle's dad had always worked, and he grew up skiing it, and we went up there that same day. We got jobs that same day too. And yeah, we just skied. And because we were working at Loveland, we could get comp tickets at all the other mountains.
Yeah.
And we would just skied all over Colorado. I skied like 15 different
So
mountains
what was the
there.
plan after that? What were you thinking?
Well, after that, me and Kyle's the type of person you could only be around for so long, and then he would just become intolerable. So we reached that point in our relationship at that time, and needed to get away from each other. And I ended up going up to Idaho with my buddy Marty. He was living up there, and I moved in with him, and I stayed up there and like did the Yellowstone stuff and kayaked down the Snake River, almost killed myself like 3 times on the Snake
Yeah.
River. And yeah.
That sounds like a cool life. So what happened?
So from there, I just
left?
kind of traversed back across the country, and I ended up ultimately working in New York doing environmental bioremediation.
Went to New York.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So from Colorado to New York, what were you doing in New York?
Yeah. I was doing environmental bioremediation, and basically just cleaning up oil leaks underground
Cool.
using
And that's what you learned in the Marine?
using biology.
Yeah.
Well, I was basically like in the field. There was 4 of us in the company. There was Eric, who founded it. It was his formula for the company. And there was me and Frank in the field, and then John, who worked doing all the stuff in the office. And so me and Frank just did everything in the field, and we just hung out in the warehouse and just tinkered on stuff. And yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
It was fun. And then Eric ended up losing the company. He lost it to the guys who we had originally had invested into it to get it started. And he had the judge asked him to file some papers by a certain date. He missed the date. Judge gave it all to them. And then from that point, I migrated out to California because I had applied.
So what brought you out here?
I applied to California Maritime Academy because
Okay.
I wanted to get back into shipping, and I wanted to finish upgrading my license. I had my merchant mariner's license so I could ship, but I didn't have my 3rd assistant engineers on there, which is like the big, what's what you have to go for the 4 years for, to get. So I came out, I got accepted to Cal Maritime, came out here, went there, came down to LA, and
That's where it all went to shit.
Got incarcerated.
Mm.
And
you inside for?
A little over 10 years. Yeah.
Being inside and being in the Marines, did the
Merchant
Marines, I know, it's what they're saying to me. Did that help you, like, set you up? What, plan? Mindset?
Yeah, probably, yeah, you could probably say that. I mean, I think my older brother just being tough on me growing up set me up for more.
So?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's interesting. That's an interesting thought, actually, because you would think with discipline and rules and stuff, when
I mean,
it doesn't run, society runs different.
It's
out and in.
It's really, you got to have the right mindset for it. You got to be really mentally strong.
Yeah.
Because you get in there, somebody who's like an easy pushover and is like, seen as weak, just will get targeted quick. And
yeah,
they don't
like high school.
Yeah, they don't make it, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
yeah, just like kind of like high school. It really is. Prison's like a popularity contest.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 100%.
I mean, I've never been in prison, but that's the correlation I seem to be making.
Yeah. But I mean, really, the way that you carry and conduct yourself
Yeah.
it influences a lot about the experience you're going to have. So,
Yeah. So inside, you did, I don't know which way around you did it, the firefighting with caravanning and dog training. What happened? How did you get into?
I did way more. I got 5 college degrees in there.
I mean, that's a bonus.
Yeah. I got a certification in small engine repair,
Yeah.
which was easy because it was pretty much just a refresher on what I
Yeah.
was already doing in the Marines,
Yeah.
Merchant Marines.
See, see, even you say it.
The Merchant Marines. Well, you got it. You got me.
I still
got
don't
my
know
head
the
twisted.
difference.
Yeah.
Marines are on land and merchant marines are on
I
water.
worked in an engine room working on
Yeah.
engines. That's what I did.
Yeah.
All right. I worked in big ships with huge engines the size of your house. The main propulsion engine on these ships were 3 stories tall. Just the piston in your car is like the size of
Yeah.
my fist. The piston in those engines were the size of a minivan. So, yeah.
Just go.
Yeah. But it's like you have everything that is in a city. It takes to run a city. You have a sewage treatment plant,
Yeah.
power generation plant, distillation, turbines, pumps,
All floating on
motors,
water.
engines. You got to know all that. You got to be well versed and trained in all that in order to be able to basically maintain a floating city.
Yeah.
So that's why you got to go through 4 years for it. But
So the stuff you did inside, did that work to help with where you were wanting to go? Like the studies you did?
no, they all were useless, really. I mean, the only degrees that you can get when you're in prison aren't going to really help you on the outside. It's like
That's interesting.
philosophy, I mean, so the degrees I got were sociology, social and behavioral sciences, psychology, math and sciences, and American history.
Why do you think that is?
But like, what can I do with any of those
Yeah.
degrees out here? Especially if you have a record. I mean,
No, because you need a trade.
yeah, I mean, you can't.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? You're going to teach what you can't teach because you got a record.
Yeah.
What are those degrees? They're not good for anything. What they were good for is getting me all of my prerequisites, or not prerequisites, like my basic classes.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got out, now I'm going to LA Valley College, and
Oh, so they help if you want to. Yeah. They
so
move
because
forward
now I'm
to-
going there to try and get an AA in
Yeah.
fire technology, because I already have AA degrees. I don't have to take any of the base courses. I just have to take the core courses. So I only have to take 5 classes over here to get an AA in fire technology, which will actually benefit me.
Yeah.
I don't know why they don't give that inside.
Yeah.
You could do it all through correspondence.
Because
The inside courses are honestly harder than out here because you don't have any technology. You're doing it all in your cell with your book,
pen
and
and
you're
paper back the
you're writing
old-fashioned
it
way.
all out longhand. I mean, it kills your hand.
You've got textbooks. You're reading textbooks
Yeah,
again. That's how I used to.
I had one semester where I was in 11 classes, and this was when I was in Soledad. I was working in the
Wait, what's Soledad?
Soledad prison.
Okay.
I was in Soledad. I was working. It's one of the older, well-known prisons back before all the cookie cutter 1992 prisons.
Okay.
It's got like a lot of personality and character to it.
Yeah.
It was one of the cooler prisons that are there. But I was working back in the upholstery shop.
Yeah.
So I had to be up at 6 a.m. to get released.
So you were studying and working?
Yeah, I got released at 6 a.m. to go back to the upholstery shop. I went back there and I didn't get back until like, I want to say we came back at like 3:40.
Yeah.
And then you had 20 minutes to get in the shower before 4 o'clock lockdown. And then and then after that I would work on my studies.
And what's the 4 o'clock lockdown? That's it?
No, they just lock you down for count then, and then they do how long it takes them to finish counting dinner for day room and yard.
So where were you when the dog training program came in?
Final lockdown's like 9 o'clock. The dog training, I was in Delano.
Yeah.
That was before Soledad. I went to Soledad from Delano because at Delano's a level 3. It's
Yeah.
a higher level yard. So it's
And the dog training is on the higher level yard.
they got dog training in lower level yards too. At Soledad, they had dog training too, but it was on the other side.
Okay.
It was on the SNY side. I wasn't on that side, so I couldn't do the dog training at Soledad. But at Delano, yeah, it was on the level 3 right there, and I got into that, and I was in that through the COVID,
Oh.
like the beginning of
Yeah.
COVID. Oh, toward the end, when they started loosening it up and started letting programs start opening back up and stuff, that was when I transferred over to Soledad.
Who was your trainer? Do you remember who your trainer was?
It was Positive Change. It was Marley's Mutts.
Yeah.
There was the main guy was Rob. His name was Rob. And then there was a couple other trainers that had come in periodically, but he was the main dependable one that came in every week.
Yeah.
And yeah, he gave real good solid advice. And then under that
I took Eli to swim lessons with him.
Yeah.
Gave him one swim lesson, but then that all went in once he showed me
He's
how
good.
to.
He knows his stuff.
He knows his stuff.
Yeah, he knows his stuff. Yeah.
He's a great swimmer now.
Nice. Which one? The big one or the little
Big one?
The
The little one, it ripped your face off.
Elvis is terrified of the water, which
Yeah.
is good because I don't want him going near the pool. But
Yeah. Well, Tango doesn't go out.
I gotta
anyway.
train him. I gotta bring him into the pool just so that I can teach him how to get out of it if he does fall into it.
So that's what we taught him. So Eli doesn't jump in.
Yeah.
He goes steps. He goes in the steps, out steps.
Well, her pool is vinyl, so
yeah.
I'm messing it up.
Yeah.
So we don't want to go near it. But if he does go into it, he has to know how to get out.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I grew up. We had basset hounds, and we had 2 basset hounds, Judy Jade and Ruby Red.
Yeah.
And Red, we had like a summer place or camp place there in the summer that was secluded, and it was on Moosehead Lake, and we had a big barge there.
Yeah.
And Red had fallen off the barge and couldn't get back up on it, and she drowned. And Ruby actually watched her drown, and she was always terrified of water after that.
Oh.
She never went near the water after that. All the other dogs we got, they loved the water. She wouldn't go near it.
No, because she had that horrific memory of that water can kill you now.
Yeah, we got more basset hounds after that, and they'd be all out on the paddle boards with us and everything. But yeah, she wouldn't go near it. But after that, we started taking them, and we'd have somebody stand on shore, and we'd throw them off the barge and call them on shore.
So they knew how
and keep doing that and practicing that until it just became instinct.
So
as
you
soon as they went off,
learning how to be a dog trainer before you knew you was going to be a dog trainer.
Yeah.
So then, back dog training. Robert was the outside trainer, but they paired you with Melvin.
Yeah, Melvin Jones, Brother Jones.
Robert Jones.
Yeah.
So he taught you all he knew. He's great.
I mean, I worked with him for a while before he came on my team as my mentor, but they have it structured so you have a mentor, and then you have like 3 guys on a team that are working a dog all throughout the day, and one of them's a mentor. And yeah, he was on my team. Isaac was on my team one time too.
Oh, cool. Isaac's a good trainer.
No. Yeah, Isaac.
Yeah. So then what happened from there? Because then you went into firefighting, right? The caravan.
No, from there I went to Soledad, and then from Soledad I went to firefighting.
What do you prefer, firefighting or dog training? Say dog training.
Well, I'm trying to do both right now. I mean, you're trying to get me to alienate one side of the fence.
I'll cut the bit where I go, so dog training.
Where you try putting the lean on me?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
No, but seriously, that's so different.
I mean, as far as being inside goes, I prefer the firefighting, of course, because you're out at camp.
Yeah.
You're not in prison. You know what I mean? I actually had, when I was going through training, they had asked me if I wanted to go to the firehouse there, which in hindsight, I shouldn't have done it because it would have really set me up. They would have given you all the training, gotten you all the certificates, everything you needed to get out and go right into a firehouse. It was a perfect setup. They came and they asked me, they were like, you're perfect. You're the fit for what we're looking for. You want to go over there? And I said no, because I'd already been locked in prisons for like 8 years at that point, and I was like, the firehouse was right there on the prison grounds still.
Oh, yeah.
It was outside of the walls.
Yeah.
But it was still right there. You're still looking at guard towers,
Yeah.
And I've been sold this whole dream of going to fire camp. That's all, people strive to.
Yeah.
Getting to fire camp, the promised lands. And,
because that gets you out.
Yeah, you're out in a camp in the middle of the woods. I mean, I got sent up to Alder, which is way up north. It was beautiful. We were literally in a camp that was in the middle of the Redwood National Forest. Like there was sequoias in the camp. There's
Yeah.
no fences. You know, it was beautiful. I mean, the only downside of being up there was that it rained 4 or 5 days out of the week. And I mean, rain.
Central.
Yeah, like the rain you got a couple of days ago where
Yeah.
it's like flooding, but up there it can handle it because it's used to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the
It's got
ground's
its own
the ground's all
filtration
spongy.
system.
Yeah, it's real spongy. It's designed
Yeah.
to soak up the water. But they got those huge trees up there, and we would just go out there every day, and we'd go like hike 3 miles up through this treacherous, rugged wilderness, and then just go cut in the woods and open up old roads,
Yeah.
and then hike out. Typical, just grade day. when
So
we
I
went
can
to a
see why
fire.
you would want to do it, but like you say, in hindsight, if you'd stayed in the firehouse, and you could have. So what are you trying to do now?
I mean, I'm still trying to go there. I
Yeah.
just would have already been set up to do it again right out. You know, I'm just taking a longer route because at that time I wasn't planning on it. I was like, I'm not going to get out and keep doing this. You know what I mean? I'm just doing it now. I'm going to get out, get back into the merchant marine thing.
Yeah.
But obviously that's,
You got the fire bug.
yeah. And the getting back into shipping is not as easy of a route as just, it's not
It's difficult.
viable.
Yeah.
You know, so, yeah, the firefighting is really promising, and I've already gotten onto a federal fire crew right now.
Oh, good. Congratulations.
Yeah, the Monarch Crew 70. So,
That's great.
yeah.
That's really good. And then you're going to do your dog training on the side, basically.
No,
And how's your training with your own dog, Elvis, going?
he's a little shithead.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
but you're a dog trainer.
but he's my shithead.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's a good boy. He's actually, I mean, he's compared to a lot of people's dogs you see, he's already at Mouse's, and
Yeah.
his biggest thing is just getting bored when we're not around.
Yeah, I mean, that's.
He likes to go into the backyard. Like, you have a beautiful backyard. She has a beautiful backyard too. And he likes to go back there and
She is in your girlfriend.
yeah, and go to the bathroom in the front yard where there's grass, where he's supposed to go. You know what I mean? He just does that out of rebellion, and he knows he's not
I was
supposed
going
to.
to say, so
Whenever
can you
he
train
does
that
something,
out? Can
whenever
you
he
train-
does something that he's not supposed to do, I know that he knows because he like does the whole like, you know, especially when I'm approaching an area where he knows there's something he did, he'll get like, and I'll be like, dude, what did you do? Like,
did
you
you
obviously
do?
know that you did something that you weren't supposed to, so why did you do it?
Because it seemed good at the time.
Yeah,
Made sense at the time.
now I'm gonna have to be a dick to you,
And I've got to clean it up.
and you know that you're making me be a dick to you, dude. Yeah,
So how do you train it
I mean,
out to say, like, poop in the front? Because I could
I
really
just
use that.
punish him. I punish him when he goes in the back, and I reward him when he goes in the front. Every time I see that he went in the front, I'm like, "What is this?
To reinforcement.
What is this? You good boy. That's a good poopy. That's a good poopy." Yeah. So like, no, like you poop here, you get like love.
Yeah.
You poop back there, you're not gonna like it.
Yeah.
You know?
So what do you do? Affection's gone.
Oh yeah, no. I give him the pokes and the bad, and
The 2-finger poke.
I mean, I shove his face right in it. You don't like it one bit. I take him. I'm like, what is this? You know, I grab him. He's like, he does his wails. The neighbors think that I'm stalking him. You know what I mean? You think that I'm killing him. I'm like, stop it. You're such an actor, dude. I'm not even hurting you, you know? But I'll grab him by the collar, you know, I'll push his face right down. Like, what is that? You don't do that. You know what I mean? It's very uncomfortable for him. And you do that enough, and nobody likes being uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Like,
Could you?
they're kind of like dogs are kind of like kids. You know, if you punish them when they're bad enough, they're not going to want to do it.
Well, here's the thing.
But kids will get crafty and do it behind your back. Dogs kind of aren't as wily.
But here's
They
the
think
thing.
that they are. You know what he did the other day?
I don't agree with the punishment and reward of kids things.
Well, kids are a little smarter. Dogs kind of like, you kind of have to, and it depends on the dog really, because it depends on if they're a submissive dog or like an aggressive dog, because you can't get aggressive with an aggressive dog. With a submissive dog, you can get aggressive and they back down and cower to it, and they'll respond to it and they'll learn from it. An aggressive dog, you have to take a different tack, Because if you try being aggressive with an
Or you
aggressive
push
dog,
them
it's just
into a
going to make
corner.
them more aggressive. Yeah.
Like humans.
Yeah.
Back them into a corner without a way out. But I don't also don't believe for like dog training and children can be similar in some ways, but I don't agree with punishment and rewards for kids because, and obviously it's not the same for animals, but we have a slightly more evolved intelligence.
No, for sure.
So with punishment and reward, it's the same thing. Punishment or reward, it's the same thing. You're putting an external motivation on something to avoid the reward or get the punishment. So then when they are not there, there's no intrinsic want to do that, which means you're always relying on the punishment or the reward. So that's why I try. Yeah, I'm only human.
Well,
I do try not to
with
do too much punishment or reward.
and the thing with kids too is that you got to explain to them what's right and wrong and why the moral reason
Yeah.
is that you do what you do. You know, there's no explaining morals to dogs.
Sit down.
Obviously.
Let's have a sit. Let me tell you.
You know, I mean, just
I mean, I do
kid
talk to
training,
them.
working with kids and working with dogs. Obviously, I'm speaking on like a very, very
It
basic,
is similar.
fundamental level. You know,
Yeah. It is very similar. Some of the things that I hear you guys talking about dog training, I'm like, should I do that? It works with my kid. But yeah, you can't sit down with your dog and have a chat over how I feel frustrated right now. Like, yeah,
yeah.
that would just hype him up. So, to the plan: firefighting, dog training on the side, staying in LA, or going back to Maine?
I mean, right now, honestly, I'm trying to work toward buying a property and opening my own sober living home here too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the market's kind of here for that. You know what I mean?
And how would that look?
ridiculous.
What's your vision for that?
I really got to get a job first because you need stable paychecks,
Mm-hmm.
you know, to get a mortgage on a house. So
Yeah.
ball's rolling in the court toward that. So
That's great.
yeah.
At least you've got an avenue to.
I mean, I've got plans.
You don't strike me as the person who wouldn't have plans, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to eventually get somewhere. Just live a life working just to get by.
Yeah. Well, that means you'll have to come back on the show to find out where you are in like 6 months' time.
6 months? Damn, you're putting a high bar on me. I thought you were going to say like 6 years. Let's see where he gets in 6 years. 6 months?
6 months?
Oh my, you're going to keep
I need content.
My God. They're going to come back. They're going to be like, what else has he done?
No, come on, you can do it.
It's not like he's gotten
You've
too
already
far.
done a lot in 6 months. So.
I've accomplished quite a bit. Yeah,
exactly.
I got my record expunged.
Yeah.
I'm completely 100% free and clear with a clean record. So.
And you're doing your paramedic stuff?
Yeah, I got to get my EMT next semester, hopefully. And then that's the last thing I need to be clear with CAL FIRE.
So in 6 months, there's going to be a lot to go over.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, thanks for coming on.
We'll train a couple more dogs in that time anyway, so we'll have something to talk about.
Yes, we do need to get. So actually, we're moving in that direction. We've got some things in the work. Dogs Train Home. We're looking at hopefully moving from. You know how we do our pair with a dog, and you train a dog for the rescue. Same as, but what we're wanting to do is find a mentor. So where the mentor can take the dog onto their facility, the dog will live with them as board and train, and then you'll go and train the dog at that facility. Then you get mentorship training. And then after that, we might do pair you with a rescue, day training, and set up that way. But we're really wanting to move it into a mentorship.
Well, we know the person that said we could do that.
Isaac's,
oh yeah,
just all the way in
that's
past Riverside. Yeah,
there's the contact we made up here.
Oh yeah,
she said that we could do that.
Yeah, gonna be speaking to her, but she's not a dog trainer herself.
Yeah, but I am.
Well, then you'd have to give up your your firefighting, become a solid mentor, commit yourself to dog training. Choose.
You're like Darth Vader. Come to the dark side.
Choose. Make your decision.
It feels good, doesn't it?
Or dog training. Yes.
It feels good to dog
Ah.
train.
Full time.
Let it take you over.
That's me. But no, we'll get you back on, and thanks for coming.
My girl says I'm a dog whisperer. She says that I stole her dog from her. She's got a 16-year-old Shih Tzu who was like, used to always be independent and stuff. Now he cries at night and wants to be cuddled.
Oh.
If I take him, he'll walk around. He's blind and deaf, so he'll just spin circles and run out of the wall. But if I take him and I put him right here like this, just kicked back like he looks like a teddy bear,
Yeah.
an old gremlin blind teddy bear,
That's
and
right.
he'll just instantly out cold, like you lift his arm up, he's like,
yeah, he knows the nook.
done.
He knows the nook.
Yeah.
Now, is Elvis allowed to come in and snuggle like that?
No, he's a big stinky old outside dog.
So unfair. So unfair.
I can snuggle with Elvis out in his house. He's
Okay,
got
as
his
long
own
as you,
little
I
place.
know, I've seen his house. You built him a nice house, but as long as
Carpet
you
and
can snuggle,
everything.
you've got to snuggle him, even if
He
he's
gets
out.
all kinds of snuggles. But he doesn't like when you touch his face, and that's all Jess wants to do is touch his face. But Elvis loves it. You can
Yeah.
rough his face. He loves it.
Yeah.
The more you do it, the more
Yeah.
he's like,
Get
I
pumped
need
up.
more.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's a lab, so they're real affectionate.
Yeah.
He needs that.
Yeah.
If you didn't give him attention, if you just like put him in a backyard somewhere and didn't give him any bonding, it would
Yeah.
be super unhealthy for his mentality. There are some dogs that would be great for
Yeah.
that. Not a
But
lot.
even if he's outside dog, he still needs all the affection.
He
Yeah.
needs it, craves
That's
it.
good. That's good. Well, at least you know what he needs.
Yeah.
See? So now if you want to be a mentor, you know what to do. All right. Thank you. And yeah, we'll see you soon.
All right.
You've been listening to a Dogs Train Home podcast, where every story reminds us that second chances are real.